Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This is a free audio download. I am Karina Snow, mindset coach. This is called Out of Your Head into Your Biz. And in this training, you're going to learn how to become the real leader of your business, to grow sustainably, and to heal so that you're running your business from a place of mental wellness and balance. Sound good? Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're an artist, a coach, writer, healer, and it doesn't matter if you're just beginning or if you're the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. The framework for mindset is all the same. That's what is so amazing and so fascinating about this. And it is all with the intent of healing. That healing is so that you can sustain and grow your business while having good mental wellness. Okay, ready? Let's get started. So the first step in all of this, the kind of, mindset 101, is to understand that number one, you are not actually your thoughts. And I'm sure this is something you've seen on some meme somewhere, but let's dig in a little bit because this is foundational to everything else that comes after it. So you are not your thoughts. I like to think of us as you, as each one of us, as having two parts, two entities. And so there's yourself, and yourself is your real, true being. You can also call yourself your intuition, your roadmap, your inner compass. And then there's your mind. And your mind and the thoughts that come with your mind have all been programmed from all of your past experiences. Big emotional experiences, traumas. And now your mind has the set of beliefs and stories, lies a lot of times, that shape your everyday perceptions. Okay, so number two, mindset 101, is that these beliefs are not set in stone. You can rewire them, and this is actually called neuroplasticity. So we all believe our thoughts until we start to realize that they are not us and we are not them. But this can definitely be a strange concept at first. Of course, my thoughts are to be trusted. Why wouldn't I believe what I thought? We live in such an intellectual society, and intelligence and knowledge and knowing is set on a very high pedestal. So what I have found in myself and in my clients is that in the beginning, there can be some resistance to this. Let's go back for a moment to where your thoughts come from. So when I talk about thoughts, I'm not talking about every single one of your thoughts. I'm talking about this particular category of thoughts. So the thoughts that are in the category of like perspective, judgment, the thoughts that urge you on or tell you to stop. Some other examples are the thoughts that could present a roadblock for you. Well, I can't do that. Who am I to do that? I'm not the person for that job. Or tell you to go another way. Ooh, that seems like too much. That seems a little scary. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. That's not for me. The thoughts that allow you to decide which partner you are with or keep you single. The thoughts that tell you to parent this way or that way. The thoughts that make it easy or hard to exercise, to eat a certain way, to, call your friend, or to make a change in your life. Oh, never going to be able to do that. These are all rooted in your beliefs. Okay, so what is a belief? Beliefs are a bit like your mind's default when anything new, different, unfamiliar, or bigger appears, in your life, on your horizon. And the beliefs are there all the time. It's just that, if you're not growing or pushing or doing new things at all, then you may not notice them. It's that thing with like, you hear like, if you're always in your comfort zone, then you're not really going to know what these beliefs are, what these parameters are. So that's why I work with entrepreneurs, because by default, we always have to be growing and moving forward. And so it's through this process that we actually start to realize what these beliefs are. And this is why mindset and business growth are such an imperative pairing, and why they work so well together. This is also why so many unhealed people that are running businesses either call it quits, or they get so sick they can't run their business anymore. Okay, so how do you know what your real thoughts are? And how do you separate out your real thought from what your mind is telling you? Well, it's actually really, really easy. You have to write it down or coach it out. It's really one or the other. Just thinking about it just continues this spiral, and it'll just be on loop forever. Nothing will change. So you have to write it down. Writing it down actually brings the focus to the frontal lobe, and it allows your focus to be front and center. It takes it out of that spiral. It starts to digest the thought. If you write down your thought, what comes to the forefront oftentimes is, oh, wait, this is a reaction to an experience, a trauma, a loss, or an emotion, something that usually happened many, many years, often many decades ago. The thoughts you're having on a daily basis related to your business growth, or even just daily tasks like showing up on social media, are all reacting from these beliefs. Crazy, right? So when we think about it in that way, we start to realize that we are not actually in control or in the driver's seat of what we're doing in our business if our thoughts are not aligned. Okay. So if you're not where you want to be in your life, in your business, there are always stories and beliefs that are replaying and creating these kind of blocks for you, right? It's not your fault. You don't have to judge yourself for this. Every single person has these. We have all created these beliefs at some point in our life. And what happens over and over again over the years and decades is that they replay in every single different situation that they find themselves in. Okay. So let's talk about these first steps to healing. What do we do after we notice and after we start to write these things down? Well, first, the first step of healing, before you even, start to write out your thoughts, is just having this awareness of your mind, of even acknowledging that there are these two separate entities, right? Being curious, being able to be a beginner in this, putting your judgment aside. Getting out of your head and into your business is about separating yourself from your thoughts. So how do you do this? Number one, being aware that your thoughts are not you, that they're not your true self, your true being, your intuition, your heart, or your gut. Number two, get curious, observe, learn to step back from your thoughts, have some levity. Holy shit, I cannot believe that's what I was thinking. No judgment, just wow. Write down your thoughts. Write it down exactly as it is. Use some words that separate it from yourself. My mind is saying, the lie in my head right now is, this is what my mind is telling me. My thought is ... Write it down, pen on paper. There is something in our brain that happens separately from typing. So actually write it longhand. See the separation of your mind from yourself. So this will happen very naturally when you write it out or when you coach it out. The moment when I'm working with a client, the moment they say something like this to me, if I'm seeing their face, I can see the change in their face once they say it out loud in my presence. It shifts. They smile, they cry, they roll their eyes at themselves. You realize that this is not your truth. It's a beautiful, beautiful moment. When you write this down, oftentimes the same thing happens, although it can take a little bit of practice to get this. So as you start to write or to coach this out, these real beliefs will rise up within you. And then it's your job to start to harness these. It's your job to begin to remember these. And this is maybe the most important thing that I'm going to say in this training. It's your job to have an awareness that judgment is naturally going to come up and to move that away from yourself. So it's really, really normal. It's just an aspect of your ego doing this, basically. So what I like to do when self-judgment comes up, I'm just like, oh, hey, ego, what's up? And I kind of deflect it away with an energetic deflection. I like to use my hand to just be like, hey, see you later. I see you and I don't need you here. So judgment comes up naturally when you start to realize things that maybe you've been doing for years or decades. And that can be kind of a frustrating feeling, right? You're like, holy shit, I can't believe I've been doing this for so long. Just flip it. Oh my gosh, I am so grateful that I realize this now, that I am not living another 4 decades not realizing this. Other pro tips, keep a notebook with you at all time. A small notebook in the back of your pocket and a pen will do wonders for your mindset practice, especially in the beginning. When you're starting this work, you're going to need to write things down more. Once you get into it, after you've been doing this for a few months, even a few weeks, you won't have to write things down all the time. But in the beginning, it's really important. So keep a notebook with you. Rewiring takes time, but always, always, always remember that healing can also happen in an instant. It doesn't have to take years of therapy. It doesn't have to take years of coaching. Having an awareness of your thoughts is the first step. Being able to be a beginner, knowing that writing it down or coaching it out is how to get through this. Being gentle with yourself, knowing that judgment is something very, very natural that comes up and that you are going to need to deflect that judgment. I hope that you have enjoyed this training of Out of Your Head into Your Biz. Let me know how it went. Let me know what some of your new beliefs are. I can be reached through my website, karinasnow.com, for all upcoming programs and coaching opportunities. Thank you so much for being here today. Much love, many blessings.